Hello, hello, hello. I am excited to be here today. And just as I start, I look over and StreamYard's giving me some type of alert. Let me see. Let me see if I can do this. So it looks like we are not live streaming on Facebook for some reason. We'll catch it up. Sorry, Facebook. We'll catch you later. So, anyway, I'm Natalie Mack. I'm the founder of Military Homeschoolers Association and also the CEO of Homeschool Natalie Mack. And so I'm excited to be here today. We have this amazing opportunity, you all, to discuss with these awesome ladies here about Geared Up. We have a fully funded opportunity for our military connected homeschool community in the DC, Northern Virginia, Maryland area. And we are seeking you to step up because we know homeschoolers love robotics, we love Legos and all those kinds of things. And so we're looking for that leader that will say, hey, I really am looking for this opportunity for my child or my children. We're interested. This would be great for them. And if it's fully funded and you will support me with mentorship and all the things to get going, then it sounds like a good deal. So that's who we're looking for. So I am not going to belabor this. I'm going to go ahead and let you know we're going to introduce Amber and Shelly and let them take it away. And you all, this is amazing. This is super awesome. So if you're listening later, like later meaning this is April 14th, 2025 when we are live streaming, but we will continue to pitch this opportunity throughout the next couple of months because we know we're coming upon what we call PCS season, which is permanent change of station, right? Military's funny way of saying we're not staying anywhere permanently until we retire. But if you're coming into DC, Maryland, Virginia area, we want you to be able to take advantage of this. So we'll keep this option is open until someone steps up. Definitely, hopefully before August, we want to get you in gear and started up in August. So I will go ahead and let Amber, if you want to introduce yourself a little bit, and then Shelly, and y'all can take it away.
Hi, I'm Amber Dreisman. I'm with First Chesapeake. I am the first LEGO League Explore partner in Maryland. That program is for 6 to 10-year-olds, and you may wonder why am I here for First Tech Challenge, which is for older students. And that is because I was a First Tech Challenge coach for 9 years and a homeschool mom. So my children, my two boys, went through the First Tech Challenge program, as well as the whole team was all homeschoolers. And it played an integral part and a very important part to our homeschooling journey. And I could honestly say I don't know if the kids would be where they are today without going through the first program because it offers so many, it hits so many skill sets that you want to have as a fully realized human being. So it's not just about the tech, it's also about, you'll hear gracious professionalism flung around. That is our core value. Which means treating everyone with respect. So though it's a competition, it is not a cutthroat type of situation. So anyway, that is why I am here for my experience as a homeschool mom and a FTC coach. So now, Shelly.
Awesome.
Thanks,
I love it.
So I'm Shelly Stoddard. I'm actually the director of the First Tech Challenge program for our organization called First Chesapeake. And so we offer STEM robotics to DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And like Amber, my children were also homeschooled. My daughter just graduated last year, and both of my children participate on FIRST programs. My son was part of First Lego League starting at age 6, and my daughter was on an FTC team, which we're talking about here today, starting in 7th grade until she graduated last year. And so, like Amber, I have an affinity for homeschooling because my children have been homeschooled. I'm also an educator by trade. I was a teacher for 23 years and have now been able to pull all of those various hats that I wore into this new position and this new chapter as the director of this program. So what I want to share with you today is what the program encompasses and what it can mean for a potential coach or mentor looking to create a robotics team for a military family.
Awesome. I love it.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. So the Geared Up program is meant to be a cohort model. And so we invite a variety of people to be a part of it. And what we do is we make it sort of a long onboarding ramp. So it's a 2-year onboarding ramp. And so the first year is really focused on laying the foundation, learning what it is to be a robotics team, understanding what our organization called FIRST is all about and what makes us unique. Um, and then from there, you move into not just celebrating the learning, but then competing as a result of all this training and support that you've gotten. So in year 1 of the Geared Up program, we offer 4 to 5 training sessions. They're all virtual, and so you don't have to worry about being in person. I know that the flexibility has worked well for many of our mentors and coaches. We offer an orientation ahead of that just to get familiar with the program and understand what FIRST is all about. And so FIRST is an organization that has been around since 1989, and really the founders, Dean Kamen and Woody Flowers, their goal was to create a robotics environment that brought in the enthusiasm and the excitement that you see in a sporting arena, but do so for kids who were more interested in using their brain rather than their brawn necessarily. And as a result, the various programs have been born over the course of time, because what we realized was that we can capture kids at the high school level, which is great. But if we start way back in elementary school, we have the likelihood of them staying with us and staying with STEM starting from the elementary years all the way across all programs. And so FIRST really focuses not just on STEM and technical, but like Amber said at the start, this idea of building a fully realized or whole human. So we often say we don't use humans to build robots. We use robots as a vehicle to build humans. And that's what really makes our program unique, is that it's not just the technical, but it's also all these other aspects. So kids leave our programs knowing how to speak in a public setting. They know how to iterate and problem solve. They know how to work with others. They know how to think creatively or outside of the box in order to figure out a solution to a problem. They're able to work on things like small business skills. So things like fundraising and outreach and connecting with professionals in the community. So it really is a holistic approach that allows our kids, once they leave our programs, to really have this base of, or this foundation of workforce development, so that when they leave school and they go out into their adulthood years, they're ready for really anything that comes their way. So with the Geared Up program, you get the orientation and the 4 to 5 training sessions. So you're not doing this by yourself. We cover the costs of startup for the team, because there is a registration cost to be a team, and then there is a registration cost to compete. We also cover robotics startup costs. So we'll equip you with a starter kit for the robot, as well as the control and power system for that robot. We mentor and support your team for 2 full years. And at the end of your first year, there's an event where you get to celebrate your learning.
Wow. Awesome.
So again, these are just the highlighted training sessions. So foundations, building blocks, building basics, calibration and programming basics. And then we do have a focus on outreach and sustainability, because we don't want these teams to start and just evaporate whenever a mentor or coach has to move on for whatever their circumstances are. And so it's a way to make a team long lasting, so that many students have the benefit of being a part of it. And then of course preparation, because at the end of the day, we do have competition for the teams once they've made their robots. Again, the support, we do have regular communication. We do have a Google Drive that we utilize that has all the various resources. So modules for learning, videos of the various trainings that we do, a variety of PDF type resources that would be helpful or useful depending upon which stage of the season you're in. We do have support channels through Slack. And so many of our new cohort members, they communicate with our cohort 2 and cohort 1. We get our veteran teams connected with our new teams. And then you have the year 1 training as well as the year 2 sort of support and guidance through the process. So you're really not doing anything on your own until year 3. And so that is geared up in a nutshell. And I'm happy to take any questions if anyone has any from those listening in.
Thank you so very, very much. We don't have any questions yet, but we typically get more views on the replay.
Sure.
I think it's just because the middle of the day, it works for us and for you all, but I think that, most of the families are busy with, homeschooling and may have littles and all. So we tend to get more during the replay, but this is phenomenal. And I want people that are listening and maybe later listening and considering this to realize the immense level of support that will be provided for you. Several times Shelley talked about resources and support and not going this alone. And they both shared as homeschoolers and prior homeschoolers, and they've on the next end where they finish, but they're still supporting and believing in this program and the benefit to the homeschool community. So definitely I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we will have someone that will see this and say, this is for me. This is for my family. So I do appreciate you all.
Natalie, before we wrap up, I just thought of something that I think is really important to highlight before we wrap. And that is, if you're watching this and you think to yourself, well, I don't know anything about robotics. I'm not a STEM educator. I'm not a STEM person. I'm not an engineer. I encourage you to not let that be a barrier. When I started coaching an FLL team and then later an FTC team, I had no STEM background whatsoever. My education background is in English, of all things. And so you do not have to have a STEM background in order to be a coach or mentor for an FTC team or an FLL team. You really just need to have a passion to give your students an opportunity and then have the ability to, get kids excited and manage kids. And so as homeschooling families, you're experts on that. And logistically, as military folks, I know you've got the skills to cover that. And so you don't have to have a STEM background to make this work.
That's super important.
I'd like to echo Shelley's statement, because my background, I have degrees in archaeology and art history. And my kids started with First Lego League. Yes, I did learn, how to program a little FLL bot, but honestly, I quickly didn't need to use that after year 1 for sure, because the kids just dive in, learn it, and they run with it. And so, again, as she was saying, you don't have to be a STEM educator or be really well-versed in that area in order to do this, because there's lots and lots of resources. I wish we had the Geared Up program, because we were on our own figuring it out. But you know what? It all worked out. Out. And we had a wonderful, wonderful experience. So here awesome. I still am. After both boys, I should say my boys are now 29 and 26 and have graduated from, 4-year colleges with degrees and all of that stuff. So,
absolutely. That's good. So. That's good. And you all both have teams in your community that you are directly involved with, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
yes. Yeah, 100%.
You bet.
And so we really want this first initiative to roll out successfully and for it to be a benefit to the military connected homeschool community. So, I often have military homeschoolers who will listen and say, oh, well, that's in the DC area. What about here? And so let's make this a success first, and then we can go from there and engage in any conversations for future, right? So I really am excited, and I challenge you to really consider this. And again, like they said, you don't need to have any STEM experience, and listen to the degrees that they have and the majors that they had. And I know I don't have STEM experience. If our last to be homeschooled, who's now 12th grade, wasn't heading on to college, then we would probably find time to make this happen. Um, but I think that this is something that I'm hopeful for our community. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much, Amber. Shelley, we're going to continue to engage this. And we have several months through the PCS season that I'm confident somebody's going to see this or see the advertisements, the posts that I'm making and say, hey, this sounds like something I want to consider. And if it is, please definitely reach out to me. I'll get you immediately connected to Shelley and Amber, and they can answer all of your specific questions. And then you can go from there. But remember, it's fully funded mentorship, do not need STEM experience, an incredible opportunity for your high schooler. So let's make this happen, middle homeschoolers. I believe in us. And thank you so much.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.